Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, sit tight because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most game-changing stories of this NFL offseason. We've got a blockbuster trade proposal that's making waves across the league, involving none other than Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys star linebacker, and the Washington Commanders. It's a trade scenario that could redefine the NFC East landscape, shake up team rosters, and set the stage for a new era of competition. Micah Parsons, who has become arguably the most disruptive force on Dallas' defense, has officially requested a trade. That's right, after what has been a frustrating and seemingly irreparable contract negotiation, Parsons has made it clear he no longer wants to stay in Dallas. And this isn't just a minor issue. It's a seismic shift that might open the door for other teams, especially the Commanders, to make a bold move. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, Parsons, who burst onto the scene as a rookie and quickly established himself as one of the most dominant defenders in the league, has been the heartbeat of Dallas' defense. His relentless speed, his ability to rush the passer, and his knack for making plays all over the field have made him a three-time All-Pro already, and he's just entering what should be the prime years of his career. But behind the scenes, negotiations for a new contract have hit a wall. The Cowboys' front office, despite Parsons' stellar production, failed to come to a deal that satisfies him, especially as they moved through the offseason. Public statements, mounting tension, and now, a formal trade request, Parsons has essentially sent a message that he's ready to move on. He's tired of feeling undervalued, and after years of being a cornerstone of Dallas' defense, he's making it known that he wants to be elsewhere if he's not recognized properly. This creates a rare opportunity for teams with the assets and ambition to make a splash. And the Washington Commanders, who are quietly building what could be a formidable roster, see a window to capitalize on this moment. Washington, coming off a promising playoff surge last season, has been in the midst of a disciplined rebuild under GM Adam Peters. They've been accumulating draft capital, developing young talent, and now they're eyeing a chance to leapfrog their rivals in the NFC East. But it's not just about adding a superstar on defense, although Parsons is exactly that. It's also about sending a message. Washington is here to contend, and they're willing to make bold moves to do it. Now, there's another key piece in this puzzle: wide receiver Terry McLaurin. Last season, McLaurin proved himself as one of the league's most reliable and respected wideouts. His leadership and production have been vital for the Commanders' offense, but after several attempts to extend his contract, talks have stalled. McLaurin, who will be 31 when a new deal would start, has publicly expressed frustration and asked for a trade. He feels undervalued given his production and leadership, and with his contract situation hanging over him, he's looking for a fresh start. So, if the Commanders are serious about this rebuild, they might see a trade of McLaurin as a strategic move, freeing up cap space, acquiring future assets, and perhaps, most importantly, getting closer to their ultimate goal of becoming a consistent playoff contender. Imagine, for a moment, the potential of pairing Parsons with Washington's young core, adding a player of his caliber to a defense that's already showing promise. Parsons, in his prime, would instantly elevate the Commanders' defense into one of the league's best. His ability to disrupt defenses, pressure quarterbacks, and make game-changing plays could be the missing piece that pushes Washington over the edge. Combine that with their emerging pass catchers, perhaps Jahan Dotson or other young talent, and a young quarterback who's still developing, and you're looking at a team on the verge of a significant leap forward. But let's not forget the other side of this coin, the Dallas Cowboys. For them, trading Parsons would be a tough pill to swallow, but it could also be a strategic move to acquire a top-tier wide receiver like Terry McLaurin. Having McLaurin in Dallas would give Dak Prescott a true number one target, someone who can stretch the field, make contested catches, and lead by example. And with Parsons gone, the the Cowboys would be looking for other ways to fill that defensive void, perhaps through the draft or internal development. Still, acquiring McLaurin and a handful of high-value draft picks, including a premium unprotected 2026 first-rounder and depth in 2027, would give Dallas both immediate offensive firepower and future flexibility. It's a win-now move that could help them contend in the NFC, and at the same time, plan for the future. Now, let's talk about the specifics of this hypothetical trade, because it's not just about swapping players. It's about the value both sides place on what they're giving and receiving. For Dallas, getting McLaurin would be a game-changer, especially since he's still performing at a high level and could thrive alongside their existing weapons like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They'd also be getting a set of draft picks that could help them rebuild or retool quickly, giving them options in the upcoming drafts to address other needs. For Washington, parting with McLaurin is tough. He's a leader and a proven producer. But given their draft capital and the potential to rebuild around a defensive superstar like Parsons, it might be a strategic move to accelerate their timeline. Adding Parsons to their defense would instantly raise their defensive ceiling, making them a true force to be reckoned with in the NFC. Think about the immediate impact. Parsons, in his prime, would be a defensive superstar, capable of changing games on every snap. His athleticism, combined with his relentless work ethic, makes him a perfect fit for a team looking to establish a dominant defensive identity. Plus, his presence would energize the entire team and fanbase, igniting hopes of a deep playoff run. On the other hand, for Dallas, acquiring McLaurin would give Dak Prescott that reliable target he's been missing at times, especially in clutch moments. It's a move that signals they're all in for this season and beyond, trying to maximize their Super Bowl window with a proven receiver. Of course, such a trade is not without risks. Both teams would be giving up significant assets, and there's always the question of how new pieces will mesh. But the potential rewards, transforming the NFC East, elevating team performance, and creating a new competitive dynamic, are what make this scenario so intriguing. It's rare to see a trade of this magnitude, where both sides stand to gain so much, yet also face uncertainty. That's what makes it so compelling for fans and analysts alike. For Washington, adding Parsons isn't just about upgrading the defense, it's about signaling a new era. A defense led by Parsons, combined with their young offensive core, could be the foundation of a team that not only competes but wins. It's about sending a message to the rest of the league that they're serious about contending now, not just in a few years. And for the Cowboys, parting with Parsons might be the tough choice they need to make if they want to maximize the value of McLaurin and their draft capital. It's about balancing the present and future, and sometimes, bold moves are what define championship teams. So, as the NFL offseason heats up and rumors swirl, keep an eye on this potential blockbuster. It's a story that could unfold in the coming weeks and reshape the NFC East landscape forever. Whether it's speculation or close to becoming reality, the idea of Parsons heading to Washington, along with a high-profile wide receiver like McLaurin, is enough to get every fan talking, debating, and dreaming about what's possible. The league's competitive balance could shift overnight, and one thing is for certain. Both the Commanders and Cowboys will be watching each other closely, ready to pounce on the right moment to make history. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Parsons could be the missing piece that takes your team to the next level? Or do you think losing McLaurin would weaken your offense too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Commanders. Remember, this kind of move could redefine the NFC East, and it's exciting to imagine how both teams could benefit or struggle depending on how everything unfolds. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and the latest news from the NFL. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's see what the future holds for the Washington Commanders and the league as a whole.